If you don't own these 9 fishing products, the Undertaker is gonna hit you with the Tombstone Pile Driver.
No, no! A tombstone! A tombstone! Into the roof of the limousine!
You know what? He probably won't, but I might. So what are these 9 fishing products and how can they help you as a bass angler? My name's Tyler, and let's talk about it.
Another giant. Look at that, y'all.
I can't believe what I just caught.
Yes!
Well, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to TRF. My goal here on this channel, no matter if it's a fishing instructional or a product review, as today is to help you guys become better bass anglers. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the products that I've used specifically in the past few years that have made my bass fishing easier and, of course, has led to help me catch more fish. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into product number 1 that I think applies to every angler out there and anglers that may be exploring the world of bass fishing in your life, and that is their very first bait casting reel. I recently made a video talking about the top 5 rod and reel combos I think every bass angler, if they're taking it seriously, should invest in, at least the first 5. And a bait caster does not come first on that list, but I highly recommend it for any angler who's making that jump to become a more hardcore, per se, bass fisherman. And I think the best bait caster, I've said this for years and years, and especially now with the new redesigned and same price point, it's the Lew's Speed Spool. This reel right here for $99 still, even under the crazy inflationary period we have, they did not increase the price of this reel. It is super strong, one-piece aluminum frame. It is hard to find an actual aluminum frame bait caster for under $100. Lew's still has it, as they have for years and years. I could list off all the awesome features this reel has, but honestly, who cares? It's $99, it casts like a dream, and it's rock solid. I don't care if you're just picking up bass fishing or you want to add another reel to your arsenal. This reel is fantastic. Now, you can tell I've got a Lew's sweatshirt on. Did they pay me to make this video? They did not. They pay me throughout the year. I'm sponsored by Lew's, but a lot of the products on this list I'm gonna talk about are not specifically product promotions. This stuff I bought, some products over here I purchased myself. I just think the Lew's Speed Spool is one of the best products if you're gonna get into bait cast fishing. It truly is one of the best ones to pick up first, and that's why it's number 1 on my list. If you wanna pick up a combo, so the reel is fantastic. I'll have it linked below with my Tackle Warehouse affiliate links. But if you just want a combo, the Mach combos, there's a reason why they won ICAST, which is the fishing award show, the best of show for years and years, whether it's the Jacked, which is our most expensive one, or we have the Mach Smash here, we have the Mach Crush, the Mach 2, so many price points. They are all fantastic, and just like the Speed Spool, they are awesome products that, of course, come in a combo package. That way, you don't have to worry about buying the right rod for the reel. It all comes together, and of course, I will have my favorite combos and the actual specific powers and actions of those combos that you should purchase for the angler in your life. Again, Christmas coming up here soon, and into 2025, I will have my favorite stuff as far as first bait caster and bait cast combo linked in the video description. Like I said, those are affiliate links. So as we get into product shopping time, Black Friday, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, if you could, please shop for your tackle using those links. And I've got some Amazon affiliate links as well in all my video descriptions. So if you're gonna buy a TV or an outdoor pizza oven off of Amazon, please use those links down below just to get yourself into Amazon. It helps me and my family continue to make a living. So that is product number 1. And product number 2, I have to open up this little tackle bag for, and that is my favorite hook that I've been using over the past 2 years. That is the VMC Redline Finesse Nico hook. And if you want to get fancy and you're around a whole bunch of wood or grass or cover down there on the bottom, they have a weedless wacky version as well. But this hook, if you want to Texas rig a small worm, if you want to drop shot a worm, of course, if you want to throw a Nico rig or a wacky rig, there is no better hook, in my opinion, that does all of those in one package than this hook right here, specifically in the size 1 or size 2. 1 being larger and 2 being a little bit smaller. This thing is just fantastic. I'm sure there are B-roll fish catches going over the screen right now showing you guys how many fish I've caught on this lure. Again, almost every finesse tactic possible, this hook is amazing for. It can be rigged in multiple different ways, and especially drop shot and Nico rig. It's fantastic. Once again, yes, this is a sponsored product, not in this video, but in the channel as a whole. But I'm gonna keep using this hook long after VMC stops paying me to promote them because this thing is just that good. If you haven't tried drop shot, wacky, or unique rig, any kind of finesse stuff, I would highly recommend picking up this box of hooks. It even comes with a little hook. Can you all see that? A little hook keeper that lets you know what hook you're throwing and what size. So that is product number 3. Product number 4 is going to be specific pieces of clothing. And you can buy the ones that I promote or any other one. You walk in Academy, you walk in Bass Pro Shops, and they have stuff like this. But I think this shirt for the warm months and this kind of sweatshirt for the cold months is going to be good for you as an angler. And I'm talking to the moms, dads, and grandmas and grandpas watching this right now. If you have a young angler in your life, it is important in the warm months to be protected from the sun and in the cold months to be protected from the harsh wind. And that's what both of these items do here. This is a SPF sun shirt. It's the AFCO Samurai shirt. It's actually in the print of my merch brand, Infinite Outdoors. Of course, I will have it linked below, as well as other colors on Tackle Warehouse that AFCO sells of this sun shirt. It is, of course, SPF protection, and it has a hood on it right here. I wear this thing and other sun shirts like it all throughout the warm months. I cannot go on the water without having long sleeves and a hood. And the Yuri sun shirt I have on infiniteoutdoors.com also has a buff attached as well. And in the cold months, you are never gonna see me film a video. I'm talking if the weather is below 50 degrees outside without this exact sweatshirt right here. Could be the Infinite Outdoors version, could be just any other sweatshirt, but as long as it is thick, it has a buff and a hoodie. It is super important to have all of those as a bass fisherman. If you're gonna take it seriously and get out there in the weather that is hot and the weather that is cold, you need to have both of these. And of course, I will have them linked below. Feel free to shop for whatever other brand you want. I'm just a huge fan of the AFCO Samurai and the AFCO Reaper. Fantastic products, and my merch is printed on them. And going along with the clothing is 2 things that I know anglers do not use, and if they do, they don't use them nearly as much as they should, and that is skin protection. So I have here my new favorite chapstick. I bought this thing, I'm not sponsored to say it. It is, and I know it's a weird name, Lizard Lips. I found this at Buc-ee's one day while shopping for whatever, a gag gift for somebody, and I was like, is this Lizard Lips? Indeed, that is the name of the chapstick. It has SPF 22, which is kind of a weird SPF, and I think it tastes like vanilla. At least it smells like it. It says original flavor. I know it probably doesn't matter to a lot of you guys, but I have found this chapstick works incredibly well. You want to make sure you wear it. It feels weird that in a fishing product tip video, I'm talking about chapstick, but if you fish a lot out in the sun and the wind, your lips are gonna get chapped, they're gonna start bleeding and cracked. I don't care who you are, chapstick is needed. I will leave this one linked down below on Amazon. And once your hands, especially in the wintertime, start to form cracks as mine do, maybe the older I get, the more cracky my hands are, this stuff right here called O'Keeffe's Working Hands Cream, I don't know what kind of magic juju is in this stuff, but it heals my cracks in a matter of sometimes hours. Like, I'm gonna put it on my thumb right now, and I guarantee you by the end of this video, I'm gonna feel a whole lot better. Again, not paid to say this, even in the slightest. I buy this stuff in the cosmetic aisle at Walmart. It just works so good. I don't know if it breaks down the dead layers of skin, but it heals cracks and dried skin like nothing else I've ever tried. And if you're a fisherman, you don't wanna be tying knots with fingers that are bleeding and cracked and hurting. You wanna have this stuff as almost the remedy for, I got a hook in my hand, the remedy for when your body does start to break down, and the chapstick is a preventative for your lips in the sun and the wind. And don't come at me saying, Tyler, I am too cool for school to wear and use this kind of stuff because every angler needs it. I'll die on that hill. And staying in the same vein of body protection, you need to have polarized sunglasses. I don't care if you're a pond angler or a big bass boat angler, polarized glasses are so crucial. 1, to protect your eyes from the sun, to not have eye problems later on in life. 2, to be able to actually see in the water. A polarized lens cuts the glare off the water completely, and if it's clear water, you can see what's going on on down there. And number 3 is just for protection from stuff. So whether it's your Texas rig or frog flying back at you when you set the hook and the fish has dropped it, or you're walking through the woods and a stick pokes your eye, you want to be wearing sunglasses to make sure you're protected from all that stuff. I have worn the same pair of sunglasses, the Amphibia Eyegear Lotus frames, for like 5 years now, and I finally got sponsored by them recently. You can use code, I think it's TRF20 to save 20% on your order. They are awesome sunglasses. They look sick. My studio lights, I can't see the camera now. And if I had water here in the studio, I could show you they float if I threw them in the water. Dang it, now I gotta go get them. But if you don't wear sunglasses and somebody that you fish with and your family or your friends does not wear polarized sunglasses, get them a pair this holiday season. It's gonna help them tremendously and they'll look cooler in the process. Now, item number 6 is this thing right here, my fishing net. I know that if you're a bank angler, this item specifically does not apply to you, but if you even cross over into kayak and bass boat stuff, I cannot recommend this net enough. If you watch my videos, you see me land a 10 pounder, a 14 pounder, huge smallmouth bass, aggressive spotted bass in this net right here. And I love it for many reasons, but the number 1 reason is what I'm gonna show you right now. That's why. You saw that right. This net here is fully collapsible and easily clips into place to allow you to land that fish. Now that's cool and all, but the thing I love most about this net is that it is not a straight pull coming off the net. You'll see in most pro fishing tournaments, most YouTubers out there, they have a net that requires 2 hands. One hand near the front of the net here and a second hand on the back, almost like you're like scooping a shovel. And I'm sure that most people think a net like that is the best option because the handle can be the longest, so you can actually extend it, the farthest away from the boat to get that fish in the net. The problem with that net is twofold. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stand up to show y'all. So the first problem with that net is that when you go to scoop in the water, I'm gonna hold it up here to show you guys. When you go to scoop in the water acts as a force on either side of that net. And if you don't have some kind of leverage to keep that net from spinning side to side because the water is forcing you, it's hard to move a net in the water. I've seen it happen so many times where you'll scoop the net in the water, the fish takes a run, and it's really hard to move the net sideways because you're holding a pole with your 2 wrists. So it totally depends on your wrist strength. That's the first problem. And the second comes because when you're fishing by yourself and you're trying to hold a single pole with your hand, it's even harder to do that than it is with 2 hands. I'm just speaking for myself here. My wrist strength is not strong enough with 1 arm, but it is when the net is bent and your arm fits into a little thing right here to hold the net. Look at that. And you might be saying, Tyler, that's cool and all, but can this thing really hold up to a big fish? Like if I go to scoop this thing, is it gonna break? Am I gonna actually miss the fish? 2 answers to that, no and no. I've caught a 14 pounder, a 10 pounder, all inside of this net. So first off, it's big enough to hold a 14 pounder. So whatever bass you're catching, it's probably not 14, it can fit in this net. And I have so many examples on my channel of having to make a quick redirect with my hand to get where that fish is going in the water. And the only way to do that with 1 hand on the net and the other hand on a rod is to have the net supported by your forearm, because it's almost like you're like sword fighting. I can easily move the net around, and by having my hand on the net alone, like on the pole, I couldn't do that. And I feel like every net at this point should have a rubber type netting, but they still don't all have that. So when your treble hooks get stuck in a net, it's so hard to take them out. So again, I cannot recommend this net highly enough. I absolutely love this thing. And to all the people out there that are saying, man, only wimpy, dorky fishermen use nets, who cares? These things allow me to catch more fish, actually land them, and make better content for you guys. And to me, fishing is about the fight and taking an awesome picture with the fish. And so if I fought the fish and I could have landed him, but he jumped off near the boat or near the kayak, that a net would have helped me get the full, complete fishing process. Why the heck would I not use it? This net is awesome. Get you one down below. And again, I paid for this thing. It's not sponsored. I love this net. Just check it out. Fishing item number 7 when it comes to tackle storage is going to be these Evolution fishing bags. This here being the Line Master spool bag. It has some awesome features when it comes to storing line spools here, your kind of standard 200-yard spools of braid, monofilament fluorocarbon. You can actually feed the line through any of these holes here and then spool your reel like this straight out of the bag. Super helpful to hold. How many spools do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spools of line in this thing right there. But my favorite product Evolution has come out with lately, by the way, you can use code TRF20, just like Amphibia sunglasses, to save yourself 20% on your entire Evolution fishing order. And this product is their storage bags. These things not only are almost indestructible, you cannot tear these things, a hook cannot puncture these bags right here. But a lot of fishing storage companies make bags like this. What makes these so special? Well, number one, you can write what's on the bag here. They are not clear up top, which allows a really cool topographic pattern. They are clear on the bottom. But the biggest thing is that the actual zipper to open up the bag doesn't just zip across, and it for sure doesn't zip across the front. It goes on the top, but it zips across and down. And what that allows for is super easy access to open the bag that I'm telling you guys, just a straight zipper across does not give you. That zip down is super crucial to making this bag easy to use. This, I believe, is the smallest one they have, and they have a size bigger and a full large size. I will leave my favorite Evolution fishing products. Again, they are an awesome sponsor here on the channel. I'll leave them linked down below. Everything always, Tyler, linked below. That's how I make a living. I appreciate you guys listening and following along. I couldn't do it without you guys, so I appreciate another awesome year. Thanks for supporting the channel and supporting the sponsors that help this channel continue to grow, because I couldn't do it without y'all and without companies like Evolution and Amphibia and Lose. Not O'Keefe's, but O'Keefe's, if y'all want to sponsor the channel, and Lizard Lips, wherever it went, I would be more than happy to have a conversation. Fishing item number 8 is going to be a life jacket. If you fish in a kayak or a bass boat, you need to be wearing a life jacket, sometimes legally, but oftentimes just for safety. I have trusted Blue Storm with my life jacket needs for the past few years. They are an awesome company. And once again, you can save some dang money on your auto inflate PFD using code TRF to save 15% on your order. This here is the Atmos 40 in a Cryptek camo pattern. It is super comfortable. It slips on just like this. Clips on the front, and if you fall in the lake, this thing is going to automatically inflate, keeping you afloat. These life jackets are just such a good peace of mind, and again, they make auto inflates, they make stuff for your dog, they make stuff for your kids, and they have standard foam PFDs if auto inflate is not your thing. They are not cheap, but code TRF saves you some money, and they will last you for years and years. If you are a friend or a family member or a kid specifically doesn't have a life jacket, invest in a good one. It could be worth your life. And last but not least, fishing item number 9 is going to be a super niche one that probably doesn't apply to a lot of y'all watching, but some of you guys want to get involved in online fishing tournaments. I run one all year long that is different monthly prizes on the Fishing Chaos mobile app. We've had thousands of y'all join my tournament. It's been awesome to see. I will have my tournament link down below. But one of the biggest problems with online length-based tournaments is that people don't use the same standard measuring board, and oftentimes if you don't use a good board and take good pictures of the fish on that good board, your fish catch will be disqualified, because we take seriously these tournaments to make sure there's no cheaters out there. And so if you want to have the best chance at scoring a good fish and scoring the longest fish possible, you want a good quality measuring board. This here is made by Catch Company. I will leave this exact board down below. It comes in tons of colors and sizes, but what you want is the 26-inch one, because if you catch a 20-inch bass and your measuring board goes to 14 inches, it counts as a 14-inch bass. So you lose all those inches. So I want to have the longest board possible that goes by quarter inches, not by full inches, not by half, because each catch in these online tournaments rounds down to the nearest quarter inch. So if you have an inch board and it's almost to 17 inches, but it's not quite there, that is a 16-inch bass. It could be a 16 3/4 if you had a board like this. And this here, this catch board, comes with the identifier, little, what you call it, the catch identifier little holder that you can slide up and down the board, that when you take your picture, this thing that of course is needed for all online tournaments, the identifier for that tournament is nice and evenly presented in the photo. You ain't got to write it in Sharpie on your wrist. You don't have to make sure it's in the frame, because it's always going to be attached to the board. So if you are a friend or a family member wants to get involved in online tournaments, first of all, they are awesome. They're so much fun, but just get yourself a good quality board that you know is going to work and score the longest longest fish possible, and I trust this one with all my tournament stuff. So that brings an end to my 2024 best fishing products. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and maybe it gave you some ideas on where to shop and how to shop for your fishing friends and family. If you have some specific questions about maybe a fourth or fifth rod and reel to buy for your buddy or for your grandkid, or maybe, hey, I have this item of clothing, what do I need next? My email, tylersreelfishing@gmail.com, or Instagram is open for any product questions when it comes to the holiday season. Matter of fact, all year long. So if I can be of service to you when it comes to catching bass, understanding your bodies of water better, and knowing what type of gear to use, I have some awesome sponsors and some stuff that I'm not sponsored by that I would love to help you guys purchase. My name's Tyler. As always, it's a pleasure, and we'll see y'all next time right here, not in a product video, on a bass fishing video, but still right here on TRF.